Just a second. Now we're continuing our discussion with some voters here in Harris County, those who went out to the polls, and we're trying to figure out what motivated each and every one of them. We're talking to a second group here now. Give us your name, your party affiliation, and what sent you to the polls.
My name is John Douglas, and I am a Republican. And what sent me to the polls was I wanted to preserve our traditional American values that I think are being under attack by the left. What we've seen is that the left has shown a complete disregard for the Constitution and our rights. They've shown that they're not in favor of free speech, which is why we have free speech zones in college campuses. They've shown they're not in favor of the Second Amendment. They've shown that they don't believe in religious liberty, and they prefer non-discrimination laws over religious liberty. And after Brett Kavanaugh, they showed that they don't really believe in due process either, and that's really important to me. So I voted to protect those fundamental rights.
All right, let's bring in Isai Contreras, libertarian, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
And so what motivated you at the polls to get you out?
Well, it was more like a message that I kind of wanted to send, especially on behalf of anybody that's more center or third party, in the sense that, you know, you don't have to buy into what either major party is saying. You can choose to follow a conscience different than that. And so, of course, like, at the heart of my vote, I try to keep the constitutional values above everything else, you know, free speech, preservation of gun rights, et cetera, et cetera. But even beyond that, I just wanted to show, like, look, there are other options. If you feel like you cannot go with either party, go somewhere else. Like, it's out there, you know, and make your voice count. So that's what drove me.
All right, let's bring in Jason Rowe, and you are a Republican. So did the millennials and did the young people make a difference in this election? We saw a lot of young people going to the polls in Texas this year.
We did. We saw a record turnout. They definitely made a difference in the election. I mean, I think that's been evident. And whether or not they made a difference in the race that they wanted to make a difference in, we've seen Beto lost, you know, obviously, but he made huge gains in some areas. You know, those people getting out and getting active in the political process is important in itself, and him being able to establish that network is going to be pretty critical for Democrats going forward. But for me, the young people, we actually formed a super PAC called Pirate PAC, and we went out and we're trying to engage young conservatives and teach them how to be more involved in the political process. So I got involved in that pretty early on.
Okay. All right, we're going to go over to Studio A, where Mark Jones has the latest from Rice University. Mark Jones about the Congressman Dan Culberson race. Mark?